And joining us now is the Democratic Senator of Connecticut, Richard Blumenthal. What do you have to say to Sarah Nelson and all those folks who work at airlines and airports around the country?
I am tremendously sympathetic to the flight attendants who provide such important and valuable service, and equally so to the heroes here, the air controllers and the TSA workers who have been working for more than a month without pay. They deserve to be paid, and that's why we have sponsored legislation that would provide their pay. It's been blocked by Republicans. And as to all of the other harms that are done by this shutdown, they could be ended literally this afternoon if Republicans were willing to come to the table and include in that temporary spending bill, so-called CR, a measure that will extend the health care tax credits that are so necessary to people affording insurance. They're going to the exchanges, the open marketplace right now, and I'm hearing from my constituents in Connecticut. My guess is every member, every colleague of the United States Senate is hearing the same kind of message. Please extend the tax credit subsidies so we can afford insurance. So I think the two can be accomplished, but there's no trust here. And I'm unwilling to accept an agreement that promises a vote at some indeterminate point in the future on some undefined bill.
Can I ask you about what Republican leader Thune has said? He says he's pushing for a vote on an amended continuing resolution that would provide full-year funding for certain things like veterans programs and food, extend funding for everything else until December or January, and then earlier today, he said that proposal would also include these Democratic priorities. Take a listen.
We have a proposal that they have been reviewing and looking at now for several days, mostly with things that they asked for, including a normal appropriations process. We open up the government. They get a vote on their Obamacare fix. They want to sit down, meet with the president on a path forward. He's more than willing to do that. All those things are in play, but they can't take yes for an answer for fear. I'm still hoping that these people are going to come to the table, and we'll find out soon enough.
He says that the Republican side is moving, compromising, and suggesting you're not. What do you say to him?
We have been willing to sit down in talks. The president has been nowhere in sight for serious negotiations. The House is on a paid vacation. Speaker Johnson isn't here. They are necessary actors. Speaker Thune can promise all he wants, but it takes the House and the president to agree as well. And here's the really important point. Listening to Leader Thune, nowhere there is a promise to include extension of the health care tax credits as part of that continuing resolution. And so, as I was saying, the idea that we would accept some indefinite promise for a vote on an indeterminate bill, not good enough, because right now, Chris, literally in Connecticut on our exchanges, premiums are skyrocketing. We heard from a witness yesterday from Wisconsin, a woman who is in effect dependent on the ACA there. And her plea to us was, please, my costs of groceries and rent and everything else is rising. Make insurance affordable. And that's what we need to do right now.
I don't think anybody is disputing the pain that is out there, Senator. The question is what is going to be done about it. We have reporting Democrats have been mulling a counterproposal. Has a plan emerged, do you think, or are you getting closer to a plan? Where is this? Are we still at the same place we were on day 10 or 20 or 30?
We are unified, first of all, as Democrats. I think we all share the common goal of achieving.
But behind closed doors, are you working toward compromise?
There has been work toward compromise from day one. And I think the hearing yesterday was very revealing in showing the Republicans' true game plan, which is to kill and decimate the Affordable Care Act. They have almost a reflexive obsession with it. but they've also inflicted maximum pain. That seems to be their strategy, whether it's on the air controllers refusing to pay them, or the SNAP benefits, defying a court order that they provide those benefits in full, or the Affordable Care Act, denying the need for these kinds of tax credits that make insurance affordable. Maximum pain to magnify political pressure. And that makes any kind of negotiations very, very difficult.
Can I bring this full circle and bring it back to flying? It was something I know that you do not infrequently. There seems to be general agreement that the flight reductions were needed, that it is a safety issue. But I don't know if you heard all of what Sarah Nelson had to say. She brought up some things I think people maybe have not heard, that because of what has happened with the administration, that the National Weather Service is not always fully staffed. And so maybe airports are not getting the full information they need. Safety inspectors, cybersecurity for the TSA, which leads me to a question. Can you say to your constituents and our viewers, are you confident people are safe to fly right now?
I think air safety has to come first, and the cancellations maybe are necessary. But that point about the furloughs and firings and contract cancellations, it is relentless in the effort to, in effect, destroy the government's services and infrastructure that are necessary for safety. The National Weather Service, NOAA, other kinds of cybersecurity protections, all have been tremendously reduced to the point of being decimated by this administration as part of the DOGE efforts. Remember those kinds of Elon Musk reductions in force early in the administration, which have continued. And so I think air safety is in jeopardy, still intact, but we need to act promptly to make it secure and to push back against the Trump administration's effort to inflict maximum pain to magnify political pressure, which can put safety in danger.
Well, it looks like you won't be flying this weekend. From what we hear, you guys will be working. Let's hope there's some movement. Senator Richard Blumenthal, thank you for coming on the show once again. Appreciate it.